As a teen, did you experiment with drugs? How did you get introduced, and what was the experience?
No.
No? That's good. First time I heard that one. That's great.
No.
No peer pressure, nobody attempted.
They asked, but
He was just like, no. No pressure.
My stepdad used to use drugs, so
When you
I didn't actually experiment until maybe I was 25 and I tried weed.
Okay. When did you leave home? How was your first experience out in the world alone?
I was 22, 23. I left to Florida with my daughter's father. In the beginning, the experience was amazing. We both was working. I got an apartment quickly. The cooking, coming home, cooking, cleaning. I'm doing this, taking care of him. I was raised old school. So man comes home, his plate is on the table. And I like to do that naturally. The experience was great until the whole situation with my daughter's father starting to hit me and stuff like that. It was just, I had to come back home.
Okay. What do you think the world's perception of you has been so far?
That's tough. I don't know. I have two sides. They say antisocial. I'm quiet, timid. But then the other side is I'm overly too friendly.
Okay. But I'm assuming you're only friendly to people who give off the vibe that you can be friendly to.
Yes, but even a stranger is always, hi, how are you? How's your day going? Do you need help with something?
Do you have or ever suffered from anxiety? What triggers it?
Never.
Never? You were never an anxious type? Even going through what you've been through, you were just reserved, calm like that? I would assume from just the story you've told me that you'd be constantly in a state of anxiety. The world around you seems to be pretty damn hectic. Or was. I don't know about now, but
I had this attitude where I didn't care about nothing. Since I was going through so much, I just didn't care. If something happens, something happens.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'll deal with it as it comes.
Yeah. Now at the age that I am, it's like anxiety sometimes. Like, oh my God.
So what do you do to cope?
Music.
Singing or listening?
Listening.
Okay. Do you have a safe space, whether it's physical or mental? You just said music, so I don't know.
Music. I lock myself in my room,
and that takes away
and
the
it's
pain.
just music. Okay. Music.
When was the last time you cried? How important is it to let that emotion out?
I'm very sensitive. Last time I cried, maybe a week ago, in my room, and just cried out of hurt and frustration. I give a lot of myself to people. I don't mean financially, I mean in all aspects, emotionally, mentally, and everything. And I'm always there for everyone, no matter what time it is. You need something, I'm here, I got it. It just never gets reciprocated. I'm the one that do the phone calls. I'm the one that looks for people. But for me, nobody does that with me too much. And it was a moment of weakness. I was just going through something and I just cried. And
how important do you think it is? I mean, would you recommend crying to people?
Actually, yes. I held this so much being young that it took me to a point of really, really like going crazy. It sounds crazy, but like I held everything in so much that it got to the point where I would just grab my head and I would just scream, and like I couldn't no more. I think crying is healthy. I think it's a way of releasing what you're feeling, and you may not think so, but it actually helps you feel a lot better. So I say go to your room, cry, let it out, get back up, brush it off and keep moving.
Keep it going. Okay. Thinking of your own relationship, what's some advice you would give your children and hope that they would take to heart?
Relationship, man, woman.
Man.
I'm not in a relationship.
I'm saying, looking at your past relationship.
Oh.
If you're going to tell your kids something, any advice for their relationship, what would you tell them? Having gone through what you gone through.
Anything that makes them feel a little uncomfortable, don't ignore it. Any red flags you see, don't ignore it. How can I put it? If you see somebody, just manipulation. Just pay attention to manipulation. Manipulation comes in different shapes and forms. Don't ignore it. Don't think that because you love this person, it's a mistake. No, once it's done, it's going to happen again.
Could be intentional.
Exactly. I do believe people are entitled to change. But if it's a consistent thing and you're constantly talking to this person, this is how it's making me feel, just don't ignore it at all.
How many children do you have?
2.
2 children. Okay. How does being a parent change your view on life, having the responsibility of raising another human?
Makes me want to become a better person every day I wake up. My kids make me want to push harder in life and do better and be better for them, to show them that you can do what you want to do. Anything that you put your mind to it.
What are the good things and bad things about having children?
Oh my Lord. I have 2 girls. Right now they're 23 and 18. I'm also a grandparent.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great.
She's 5 though.
Okay. Still look great for grandparent.
Yeah, I know everybody tells me.
When you say grandparent, you automatically assume you don't look like a grandparent.
I get that a lot.
Cool.
The good thing about having children is the responsibility for me.
You like the responsibility.
To know that you have somebody's life in your hands, to know that you can be there for that person, help shape and form that person to become what they're meant to become in life, to teach them to go after their dreams. Nothing is impossible. For me, that's the good.
It gives you a sense of purpose?
Me, yes. But mostly it's the love. The love that a child gives you. You could be going through anything in life, and the moment your child looks at you just with a smile or gives you a hug, that makes it worthwhile. The bad, me having 2 girls, it's arguments, disagreements.
Because you just said it yourself earlier, you didn't get along with no girls.
Yeah.
And these are your girls. In your house, all day, every day.
We're talking about females going through menstrual cycles.
Syncing up.
I can't. It's crazy. And then trying to tell them, like, they're adults now. So trying to point them in the right direction as far as when it comes to men.
When they know everything already.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the bad for me.
Okay. Do you have any current goals, professional or personal?
I'm a little different. People would say they want to go back to school or they want to buy a house. I mean, I do want to buy a house eventually, but my goal for me is just to be better than yesterday.
Be better than yesterday.
Be better than yesterday.
That's a pretty damn good goal.
I did a lot. I went through a lot, and I just want to be better. I didn't love myself at one point. I was single for 14 years.
Wow.
I dealt with a lot. So looking back throughout those 14 years to where I'm at right now, I feel good about myself. And I know that I have become better, but I strive to be better than yesterday.
Okay. How important is exercise and health? That sounds like an answer.
Well, health is extremely important, especially when you get into your 40s.
Sure.
I'm 41.
Sure.
Your body is not the same like before. Exercise is also, I've been saying I'm going to start exercising.
You know it's important.
It's important. I know it's important.
It's important over there.
I was going to the gym before the pandemic.
Oh, okay. So it's the pandemic's fault.
But I stopped.
Mm-hmm.
No, don't get me wrong. I ordered dumbbells. I got the yoga mat. I got everything in my house. I just haven't stopped. I work 7 days a week. So
Oh, that's the reason.
I'm kind of tired. But it is extremely
But you
important.
do acknowledge that it is an important part, especially when we get older.
It is.
Okay. Can you share a moment in your life where you were truly happy, even just for a moment? There was no problem coming into that moment or after? A moment of bliss, let's say.
My kids. Having my kids.
Just having them in general.
Yes.
So you have those moments often.
No.
So just the fact that they exist is a.
No, I mean when they were
even having
born.
them. Okay,
Yes.
giving birth. I'm talking about. I'm thinking. All right, giving birth.
No, when you
Okay.
give birth to your kid and you see
I
the
don't know why I didn't
baby,
get that. That makes sense.
you
Yeah,
know,
okay.
no, just my kids.
Okay.
My kids.
Can you share a traumatic moment in your life, how it felt, and what you learned from that experience?
So, I was diagnosed with leukemia 3 times, and the last time I was supposed to be drinking 16 pills a day for the rest of my life. I didn't listen. I wanted to be able to do things with my kids and go to the pool and things like that. And I stopped drinking those pills and I was dying in my house. You actually feel when you are dying. And I remember not wanting to go to the hospital or anything. And if it wasn't for my brother Kevin and my sister, I wouldn't be here right now, besides God, of course. But they called the ambulance and I actually died. And ended up in a coma. Coming back from that, I learned to take life a lot seriously, especially time. Time is not something you could get back. So that's something that I value a whole lot. I don't think material things are important. Time. Time for me is everything right now.
They don't make no more of it.
No.
Okay. How important is mental health in speaking to a therapist? Have you ever spoken to someone?
I spoke to a therapist before. I spoke to a therapist for several reasons. I thought bad about myself. I was raped. I was molested. My self-esteem was completely shot. I used to be very closed off and everything, so I used to see a therapist. I think seeing a therapist is actually extremely important. A lot of people say, oh, I'm not crazy, and that they're afraid of what people are going to say. No, it's not for crazy people. I think it's something extremely healthy to experience. You'd be surprised how that helps you in life, to be honest.
Just speaking to someone.
Yes.
Someone unbiased, have no preconceived notions of you. They're just there to listen, venting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Getting an outside perspective also, because if you go talk to your mom or you go talk to your dad or a best friend or something like that, they know you.
And they have opinions.
Yeah. You're talking to a whole complete stranger. It's totally different. They don't know you. So they're looking at it from an outside perspective as opposed to somebody that you know.
So you would recommend therapy?
Actually, I would.
Yeah?
Yeah.